Yo, I had to record this chess game because it was fucking disgusting. I should have lost, but I ended up trapping this dude's queen. As you can see, he's a really good player. He has a really good record. He has a high skill rating. And, yeah, I'm about to show you the game. This is how it ended. Go back to the beginning. I was losing at first. I was down a piece, and I really should have lost, but I managed to trap his queen towards the end and turn it around. I use the queen's pawn opening, just trying different stuff. I'm not as comfortable with that, but I tried it out. Pretty standard beginning. Yeah, so far pretty normal. I thought that move would be okay at the time, but I end up leaving my bishop there. Kind of gets trapped, and there was a mistake. I probably should have waited, but I took his pawn. He takes my rook. I take back. Now he's in the process of trapping my bishop. I have to start moving my kingside pieces to castle. That wasn't a bad move there, but that was a mistake. He takes my bishop. I didn't take it back. If I would have taken it with the pawn, he probably takes back with his queen. Oh wait, no, he couldn't have because this cover. Oh yeah, well, just a mistake on my part. It's called a blunder in chess. So I end up moving my bishop instead so I can castle. So now he's up a knight on me, and I'm really good with my knights, so that really hurt. I had to move my bishop back so I could castle. He puts me in check. Luckily, I had the pawn there to block. I'm finally able to castle kingside. He continues to develop. He castles kingside, and right now the game does not look good for me at all. I'm down a knight. His king is well protected. I don't really have many prospects for winning, but I didn't give up. From this point forward, I knew I was going to have to either recapture a big piece or try to trap his queen, so that's what I tried to do. I moved my rook because I knew I couldn't go piece for piece anymore. That would be a losing proposition. So I had to move it out of the way and waste a move, essentially, which hurt, but ended up paying off in the long run. That was a good move, taking that hanging pawn. Now his knight's under pressure. He can't really move it anywhere. That was a good move by him, protecting it. His king is still well protected. I did that to open up the diagonal for my queen, to throw the pawn in front of his king. Once again, I had to waste a move moving the rook because I couldn't go piece for piece. So I had to move it up. He moves it back. I traded my bishop for his rook, which I didn't want to do, but I kind of had to. So now he's up a bishop on me, and I don't really have many ways to go after him. That was a pretty key move. I take the pawn in front of his bishop, and now his pawn that's next to his queen is trapped there. He can't move it without letting go of his queen. That's pretty important. He brings his rook over. It's a good move to protect his bishop, and also if he moves his bishop, he could discover and capture my rook, which would be devastating. That's a key move right there. By moving my queen up and the rook where it is, once I move the rook, he'll be in check. So he's basically forced to move his king, because otherwise, if he left his king there, I could move my rook 2 spots to the right. It would be check, and then he would lose his queen the subsequent move. So he correctly moves it. I move my queen over again to try to regain a piece at least. He moves his queen accordingly to protect his bishop. That was a really good move right there. These are the moves that basically win me the game. I take the pawn, and by doing that, the next move, if I move my rook 2 spots to the right again, it'll be in check, and he won't be able to take the rook with his queen because that would leave him in check still. So what would happen is he'd have to move his king, and I could capture his queen with my queen, and essentially turning the tide of the game. He makes a mistake and captures my pawn. I mean, I see what he was doing because he could have checkmated me pretty soon if I didn't pull this move out of my ass. But I move rook to h5, and now he can't capture with his queen. He has to move his king, and I get his queen, and he basically knows that was it after that. He can't take my pawns anymore with his bishop. He has to move his bishop, wasting a move. So now I'm up pretty big. Check right here. He only has 1 spot to go. And the next move is made. So a game I should have lost. I turned around and really nasty trapped his queen. And yeah, that was one of my better comebacks. That was pretty sick.